Alright guys, real quick, I'm going to show you how to change out an alternator on a first generation Honda Ridgeline. It's very simple and straightforward, probably one of the easiest ones I've done lately. So I went ahead and I've pulled the old one. This guy burned up pretty bad, started smoking, almost looked like it was about to catch fire. There's not but two mounting bolts that holds this alternator on. You have one right here. This is a 14 mil that goes here on the bottom, like so. And you have another 12 millimeter that goes through this bracket right here on the top. Now this bracket here we'll have to remove, I believe, to put on the new alternator. These are two 10 mils that hold the electrical harness on. I'm not sure, it may be the grounding harness, but it literally is one cable and it has a 12 millimeter nut that holds that cable in place. You can also see there's a tap here. That's for a 10 mil bolt that holds the strain relief for this ground or whatever this is. And right here you have your main harness of the alternator. So plug that in, bolt this cable down. This has a protective cover that goes over the sleeve of the wire right here. I'll show you that. But yeah, two mounting bolts. Like I said, I think we'll have to take this plate off and put it on the new alternator. This isn't going to be a step-by-step alternator removal. Obviously the first step is to take off the belt. Again, the tensioner is a 14 millimeter, so you'll need a 14 millimeter socket to get the belt loose, so you can remove the belt first. Then remove your electrical harness, just squeeze this one, pull out. This one, again, just unbolts with a 10 mil, 12 mil here nut, pull that off, and then take your 12 mil out here and your 14 mil off the bottom. And honestly, the hardest part is just kind of working this thing out of the engine bay. And I can show you what I did to get this one out fairly easy. So let's open up the new box and see what we got. Now this is my daughter's truck. It used to be my truck, but I gave it to her. It's got about 220,000 miles on it, so I didn't go crazy with trying to get anything OEM. This is just a Amazon special here. This is, I believe, like $95, like close to $100 with tax. It got really good reviews, and again, this is a high mileage vehicle. I'm not gonna put crazy expensive OEM parts on it. From what I've read, this is a good alternator. It's a deadgum good price. And if it works out good for me, guys, and lasts, I'll keep y'all updated in the comments, and I'll also have a link to this particular alternator in the description below. Looks nice. All right, so I am gonna have to remove that 12 mil bracket, so we'll do that right now. Well, here's a tip, guys. It probably would have been easier to go ahead and just loosen this front one up before you completely remove it, but I think I should be able to get it no problem. There we go. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Just kind of got the ratchet close to the pulley here and use that as leverage. It should come right off now. There you have it. One bolt, easy peasy. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this bracket up a little bit before we put it on the new alternator. All right, guys, we got most of the gunk off. It ain't perfect, but it looks good from far away. So we're gonna set this guy to the side, and we're gonna orient our new alternator in the same, whoa, we're gonna knock over the camera first. We're gonna orient our new alternator like this. Bracket is going to go right here. I'm not gonna snug this bolt all the way down because obviously I gotta line this hole up. So if I tighten this down and this is off, I'm going to have to loosen this up anyway. So we'll just get it fairly tight, but enough to be able to move the bracket. There we go. That's about all we need. Now you could, if you wanted to remove this alternator, you could have left this bolt in and pulled this one out. But I wanted this bracket to come out because it just gives you more room to pull the alternator out. So we'll take this 12 mil nut off here. This one isn't a 12 mil. Hang on. What do we got here? I may have told y'all a fib. That is not a 12 mil. The original is a 12 mil. I don't know what this is. The original fits, then I'm just going to use the original to keep things simple. The least amount of sockets, the better. Oh yeah, she's going on like a glove. All right, so no big deal there. Okay, well, this is pretty much prepped. Let's go over to the truck and I'll show you what I did to get this guy out. Okay, guys, so the alternator goes right here, and as you can see, there's not much room to pull this guy out because of this AC line. So what you end up having to do is move your power steering reservoir and your radiator overflow. They're literally in these small little brackets. I'll try to zoom in on them. Yeah, this guy right here, they literally just slide straight up. So just pop both of those up, just do it carefully. Move your radiator overflow up first, and then you can get to the power steering. Just kind of lift them both up, move them to the side, and just be mindful of the hoses and the connections. So yeah, lift those up, move them out to the side, and then that'll give you enough room to manipulate the alternator, and you can pull it out right here on this side of the AC line. As far as removing the belt, you ain't got to take it all the way off. Get the belt off, but leave it connected at the bottom so it's easier when you go back to put this together, that you don't have to reroute the whole thing. Usually it kind of holds its shape once it's been sitting there for a bit. I'm going to start getting the new one in, and once I get her all buttoned up, I'll show you what she looks like and go over everything one more time. So the alternator is in. Very simple, very straightforward. All we got to do now is connect there's our cable here. This will mount with a 10 mil right here. This will go right here. Y'all can see that right here. The 12 millimeter. Oh my goodness. I got kids screaming in the background every time you try to record. Anyway, here's our main wiring harness. It'll plug in right on the back side of the alternator like I showed you before. Just make sure to tighten this bracket bolt up. You have your mounting bolt and you have your bracket bolt. So make sure you tighten up both of those, and then your bottom. Just get everything in and lined up before you go torquing everything down. So I'm going to get this buttoned up, and then I'll come back when I'm finished with getting the belt on and everything, and that'll about wrap this video up. We'll crank up the truck and we'll check the battery and see if we're getting the voltage we're supposed to get. All right, she's all buttoned up. Just make sure your connector's in good. We tighten this down. Don't go crazy on that bolt. Don't need much. Don't need much on this little cover. And again, the power steering reservoir and radiator overflow is back in place. Just be careful with the hoses on your power steering coming in and out. I'll post a photo up on the screen of the belt diagram, so you guys don't have to worry about that. Went in really easy, took about 45 minutes. Let's crank her up and see what we're getting at the battery.